coming like. Don't know why, just need some chill vibes. Pickle Podcast trivia, so insightful, it's delightful like. Pickle Podcast full of hypotheticals, making you feel electrical. Yeah. Well, yeah. Nico is your podcast host, always got a technical plan. Yeah, he's the man. Going like. Can't get enough Pickle Podcast. Sully's your host, who may or may not have the most, but don't worry, he will boast. Can't get enough Pickle Podcast. The best fans in the world be like. Yeah. The people buying the merch be like. Can't get enough Pickle Podcast. Can't get enough Pickle Podcast. Thanks for listening to this song. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, Chris.
Hold up, you're in the right one? Wait, where are
Hey,
you?
Chris.
Wait, go. Well, Chris doesn't see where you are, man.
Oh, he turns around with a frown on his face. Yeah? Can you come over for a sec? Just need to talk.
Where in the story did you start?
It's Chris.
I'm at the top of the story, you're not there.
I'm also at the top of the story.
Alright, you can keep going. I'll find you.
Oh. Let's imagine that never happened.
Were you on the wrong one?
I might have been on the wrong one.
Okay, well that explains it, alright.
Well,
Yeah, I'll
okay,
start.
You could start.
Alright, the hallways seem mostly empty as I rush into the school. Second bell goes off, and I curse under my breath as I run like a buffalo in the corridors, finally reaching the class and opening the door wide open.
Mr. Warner gives me a skeptical look through his glasses as he questions. Late on the first day of senior year?
I look back at him blankly, my chest heaving up and down as I try to think of a reason and catch my breath at the same time. Will it be acceptable if I told him that I was up all night watching another season of Teen Wolf and woke up late this morning?
Sorry, Mr. Warner. I forgot my glasses at home and had to go back to get them, I say.
By now, every student was glancing between the teacher and I, making me feel extremely anxious. Look away, people. I'm not going to go naked and give him a lap dance.
But you aren't wearing your glasses, he points out, and I resist myself from letting out a curse.
Yeah, about that. I couldn't find them. I gave out a sheepish smile.
Detention after school today, he says behind me when I make my way to the seat and roll my eyes, making a few of my classmates snicker.
He resumes teaching while I take out my notepad. As I start scribbling my name on the corners of my notebook, a paper lands on my desk and I frown as I look around before unfolding it.
Your glasses are at my place from last night. Wink face.
Winky face. Winky face. The idiot used winky face. I rolled the paper and stuff it down in my pocket as I try to concentrate on the history of our ancestors. After what seems like hours, the bell goes off and I storm out of my seat while Mr. Warner is still talking, and I just walk out of the class.
Before I can reach my locker, Evan catches up to me. He swings his arm around my shoulder, making me curse under my breath as I narrow my eyes at him.
You ignored my note back here, he says as we walk together.
I let his arm fall to the side as I opened my locker. Yes, because you found a way to turn it into something it was not. I rolled my eyes.
What did I turn it into? All I said was that your glasses were at my place, which, by the way, they are. He shrugs.
Yes, and what about the winky face? I asked him, and as I take out my literature notebook.
That was innocent. He raises his hands in defense.
What's he on about? Brenna asked as she joins the party, and I turn to give her a tight hug.
I missed you, I say, strangling her, and she lets out a gagging noise.
Oh my god. Let her go before I have to literally separate the two of you, Evan warns I laugh as I step aside.
I just saw you yesterday evening at his place, Brenna points out after she catches her breath.
Yes, thank you. Please remind me you were there too. I point at our guy best friend who gives me a look.
It's okay. Someday you'll accept the fact that you have the hots for me. He winks for me before walking away, making my other best friend laugh while blood rushes to my cheeks.
He's never going to stop messing with you if you get all flushed at his comments, she points out.
I let out a frustrated groan as I run a hand through my dark hair. I can't help that if I'm easily embarrassed, I say, letting my cheeks cool down.
Is the embarrassment? Is the embarrassment, or is it the truth? She nudges my side as we walk, and being the klutz I am, I lose balance and bump into someone.
Geez, watch where you're going, the guy rudely comments.
Before I can prepare a comeback, my eyes meet his gray ones, and the words die in my mouth. Who the did I bump into? I narrow my eyes at Brenna, who's giving me a pity look.
Christopher J. Jones is #1 butthole of Highland Park High School. Well, every boy in the basketball team feels it's their right to be the buttholes they are, just because they can have girls swoon over them while sweat drips from their jersey.
Gross.
Sorry, I murmur before walking away, but he catches my elbow, not to mention way too tightly. So much that it hurts. Ow, let go. I almost jump from the pain.
Look me in the eyes and apologize like you mean it, he says, and I scoff.
You need to let go of my arm first, I tell him, and he smirks.
What makes you think you're in any position to order me?
I let out a laugh. What makes you think you are? I arch an eyebrow.
Do you know who I am?
Unless you're the president of the country, my answer would be no. I lie.
I know who he is. Heck, I've literally seen him grow up with me. But it doesn't change the fact that his tight grip of my forearm hurts. I'd rather show the butthole where he belongs than apologize to him.
You need to apologize, he says through gritted teeth, his eyes roaming around the hallway.
Of course, who doesn't love high school drama? People have encircled around us. Soon, principal will join in and I'll be given a month of detention. Oh goodness, I can't handle detentions. I already have one today.
I sigh, letting my pride fall as I meet his eyes. You're right, it's my mistake. I sigh and his grip loosens. I should have known that bumping into a jerk like you Will it bruise your oh so manly ego? I'm sorry. I give him a bad smile before I don't know what before throwing his head off of me and walking away through the crowd.
Alright, nice one. His loud curse booms through the hallway, but I don't stop to acknowledge him for another second as I rush into class, my heart still in my mouth. I talked back to Chris. Oh my goodness, my entire senior year will be filled with being bullied now. But who cares? I'm not afraid of him.
What was that all about? Brianna asks as she takes a seat by my side in the classroom.
The teacher isn't here yet, giving her enough time to torture me with her questions. Wasn't I charming back there? I gave her an innocent smile and she scoffs.
You know you're into deep poop, right? She asks, keeping her book on the desk, and I closed my eyes as I let out a breath.
His grip actually hurt, I say, pointing to my forearm, which was still sore. My eyes flicked to it, and I noticed the tight grip actually left marks. See? What the heck? I yell, catching everyone's attention.
What is it with today and me being the center of attention? Attraction. Attention.
Yeah.
Attraction.
Brianna takes a hold of my arm and eyes it. Dang, he's rough. She clicks her tongue.
I'm trying to ignore any kind of innuendo in that statement, I say, and she laughs.
Your skin is extra sensitive. We all know that. There's no way a girl can manage to bleed because my nail touched her skin. She points out, and I glare at her.
Your acrylic nails are pointed, and they actually hurt. Anyone can bleed from that. I retort back, and she rolls her eyes, choosing not to answer me as our English teacher enters.
It's true, though. I do have extra sensitive skin, or way too much blood coursing through my veins, which, by the way, managed to rushes to my cheeks at the most inappropriate moments. I study the mark Chris's fingers left on my skin, and frown, but let it go nonetheless.
When the class ends, Brianna and I walk together to another class before drifting apart for the fourth period, promising to meet each other at lunch. I sigh as the day drags on, the burden of studies already heavy on my shoulders. I'm glad when the bell to the lunch period rings and I walk over to the cafeteria, my eyes looking for my blonde best friend.
Hey, Cupcake. Evan greets me as I walk to our table, failing to find her.
I pass him a look. Hey, sweetheart. I give up the fake smile, causing him to frown.
What's up with you?
Can't locate Brianna, I say, nonchalantly, as I take a seat and pull out the sandwich from my backpack.
Hello, people. The female best friend finally arrives, grinning at us, as though the high school is the best thing that happened in her life.
What happened to that? Evan asks, looking at my forearm that's still red, by the way.
Extra sensitive skin and stuff. I shrug, taking a bite, and both of them narrow their eyes at me.
If I tell Evan that I had an encounter with the butthole, he would drag me to the famous people table and make him apologize to me. If it hasn't been clear by now, I don't like attention. The less people acknowledge my existence on this earth, the happier I stay. Whereas Evan is the jock, he's on the basketball team too, and is Chris's friend, but he likes to remain low profile in school. I like that about him, which is why he's my best friend and the only guy I can tolerate.
Okay, he draws before continuing. I heard about your little fight with Chris. He wriggles his eyebrow.
That's where she got the marks from, Brianna interjects, earning a deadly glare from me.
Evan gives me a look. He hurt you?
No. He just held my arm, and you know that I have the skin, so it just formed a red mark. He wasn't even at fault, by the way. I was the one who bumped into me, you know, biggest klutz. I shrug with a nervous laugh, but he doesn't stop glaring at me.
Come, he needs to apologize to you. He holds my wrist, forcing me to stand, but I don't.
No, I don't need an apology. Just let it go. You know, I hate attention and stuff. I patted him, knowing it would work.
He looks into my eyes for a second before looking away. Alright, get rid of the puppy eyes, he sighs, and I grin at him.
As I take another bite, Caitlin and Chris pass from our table, and he stops to fist bump with Evan, who grins at him before his eyes flick to me. When Chris is about to pass our table, Evan calls out.
Hey, Chris?
He turns around with a frown on his face. Yeah.
Can you come over for a second? Just need to talk.
Chris nervously tells Keelan to wait for him and comes to stand by our table. Flip, I didn't want him to go to the famous people table. Not turn my table into one of theirs. I pinch Evan's side, making him yelp. He glares at me and I glare back at him, secretly begging him to not do what he's about to do.
What is it? Chris snaps, breaking my glaring contest with Evan.
Bud, this is my friend Adriana. Hey, Adriana, this is Chris. He starts making me roll my eyes as I concentrate on the sandwich.
Not interested, Evan. I'm with Caitlin anyway. He says, and a part of me is relieved that he hasn't made any move yet to make me consider transferring schools. Not that I would.
I register his words on my head and scoff loudly. You think I, by any flippin' chance, would be interested in you? I give out an amused smile.
Who are you again? He frowns, making me gasp.
Butthole, you're the guy who hurt me this morning.
Does he have short-term amnesia or something? He doesn't remember me from a few hours ago, while my arm is still sore from his bloody grip.
Oh, you, he chuckles, as if the realization dawns upon him. First of all, you were the one who bumped into me. So yeah, you're the one that hurt my so manly ego. He says the last part in a high-pitched voice, trying to mimic me, and I gasp, straining from my seat as he continues. Samuel, I don't hurt girls.
Really? What's this then? I point my arm to him, that clearly have the marks of his finger imprinted on them.
He looks taken aback by my action, backing away a little as he studies my face and looks at the marks again. I didn't do that, he says, sounding unsure.
Evan looks between the two of us before speaking. Yes, Chris, you did. I think you should apologize.
Not a chance. I'm not apologizing to her, he scoffs, ignoring us as he walks back to the table, and I glare at Evan.
Next time, listen to me. I point my finger right in front of his face, and he gulps.
You're mad, he states.
You bet I am. I glare at him, and he scoots closer to me as I sit down again.
The rest of the day goes eventless, and I thank the gods for it. The thing about Christopher is that he isn't the usual next-door neighbor I have. That would be Evan. Instead, Chris lives across the street. I sigh and make my way to meet Evan and Brianna by the lockers at the end of the day.
Just as I turn around, I notice Evan pinned down to his locker by a certain redhead. He's smiling again, against her lips, as they connect, and I have to peel my eyes away to stop the torture. When I reach there, and I just clear my throat, my cheeks flush from embarrassment, and Evan snatches his attention away from Rose and looks at me.
Gives me a cheeky smell, his arm still wrapped around on his on and off girlfriend. I really thought these two were done last week, and especially by the way he was trying to flirt today. I thought there might have been a chance in a very distant future about whatever small feelings I have for him.
But that isn't going to happen now.
Hi, Adriana. Rose greets me, and I smile at her.
Hi, Rose. How have you been? I ask.
See, it would have been easier to hate Rose if she was a bad girl, but the thing was,
person.
Yeah, but the thing was, she was a nice and friendly, and she wanted her boyfriend's friends to like her, and we did.
You two? I heard Brianna from behind me, her eyes wide.
She pulls out $20 from her pocket, hands it over to me, and I grin at her. I may have wanted to believe otherwise later, but I knew at first that these two would be back together.
You owe me $20. She looks at Evan accusingly.
Who asked you to bet on me? He shrugs while Rose looked at us amusingly. Finally, Evan looks at me and gives a small smile. And do you think you can catch a ride of Brie? He asks, and I nod.
Have a nice time catching up, you two. I grin at them before walking away.
I could hear Brianna falling in step behind me, and then I felt her arm across my shoulder. He's an idiot, Adriana. Don't worry about it.
I give her a look. What are you talking about?
Oh, stop pooping me. I'm your best friend. She just by my side, but I shake my head at her, still refusing to accept it. What? That was only the first
Wow.
chapter.
That
Wait, there's
was a
more?
really long chapter.
Hold up.
That took
This is
up about, let's see, 11 minutes or so? Wow, that's
well,
maybe even longer.
I'm
Well,
gonna close this up. I seen it enough.
now that we, oh no, I'm so stupid. I had the
What?
things for watching thing up the entire time instead of poem.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. It wasn't really a poem though. I'll give
I
it
guess
that.
We're transitioning to more having like opening up with stories now.
That is true.
Off of Wattpad. I think that's our new intro. Stories off Wattpad. This one was a interesting one. We had to adjust a lot of language, but I think there's entertainment value in it.
I know a lot of the language was not what I expected, and neither was the length. But good thing that we
But
got it
yeah.
out of the way.
But this story was The Bad Boy or the Best Friend by
Actually-
anonymously Anon.
That's such a
That's
that's
hard
such a
to say.
mouthful. On Wattpad, if you guys don't.
Yeah, but that's where we get our new
Yeah.
intro fan teen fictions. So yeah.
Pretty entertaining stuff. But anyways, welcome everybody to the Pickle Podcast. I am your host, picklesonmayo, and I'm joined today, as always, with my co-host, Mr. Nobody 711. If you'd like to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. And
I'm feeling very cheery today.
you are.
Yeah, we haven't been here for a while, so I want to be as cheery as I can.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Mondays are like very free.
Well,
They have a different vibe to them now.
Well, because of
Ever
our
since-
unique online school schedule, which we'll get into later, because every
Oh,
episode
right.
we have to talk about school and COVID now, don't we?
Yeah, of course. Because honestly, that's our lives now, just school and COVID. But, yeah. Do you want to start off with updating everybody on the merch? Nothing too big has happened on the merch side.
We'll get the plugs out of the way. So yeah, merch is still the same, but just a reminder that you can see it's in the bio. We got the lovely hoodies, shirts. I think hopefully we have another shirt coming soon. I'm pretty excited. It might be baseball related. Then we also have a cool, really soft pillow from what I've heard from other Teespring reviews on the same pillow bottle. And then we got the mug, the COVID mask, which has some of Nico's wonderful art on there. And
Outdated
yeah.
art. Yeah.
it's still good, yeah. So he's pulling, there's a visual, yeah, all the socks, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Hoodie. Yeah, just a reminder that you can purchase that in the bio. It helps us out a little bit in terms of funds, but our main goal is just more like, it's cool that people own our merch, and that you have it's also like a way of free publicity almost as well. But yeah, we don't feel obligated, but if you want to, hey, that's great.
Yeah.
And then also for our other plug that we got to get out of the way, just a reminder that we are on many fine streaming platforms now. We are currently on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, and Amazon Music. That's right, man. You can just go like, hey, Alexa, play the Pickle Podcast on Amazon Music. And boom, instant Pickle Podcast.
Yeah. Entertainment at your fingertips, guys.
Exactly.
So you can enjoy this in multiple mediums, not just the podcast, but also wherever you like to enjoy your podcast. Just look for us.
Yeah, so, alright, I think plugs are out of the way. Good reminder for all our friends who may have amnesia, like Evan from the story we read. So yeah, let's get into the gravy. So I did mention
Wonderful.
that, every episode basically there's so much stuff happens with online school and COVID and the overall world that, it's worth noting, worth discussing. So I think we should just get into that meeting gravies, don't you think?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, our
So
last
much.
episode was like a few days before this school year started. We're talking about what to expect, but now we know what we have already, expected. That was a bad sentence, but yeah. And let's just get our quick thoughts out of the way because we haven't done that for our actual online school experience. For our viewers, we can let us know how you've been doing it. Our viewers that are teenage in all those years, and for our adult viewers who are kind of curious how kids are doing these days, you know, you can get an idea of what we've been up to in online school.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, so oh yeah.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, so start off, I think we should start off with I think the biggest thing that everyone talks about, which is your thoughts on workload. People complain about a lot.
Of course. Well, the thing is that as the school year began, I definitely feel that this, not only the students, but also like the teachers were overwhelmed with the amount of content that they had to put out for the students. Because I believe we started roughly a month late, right? Compared to other schools. It might have been 2 weeks,
it might have been a month, might have been 3 weeks, something like that. Something between 2 and 4 weeks.
But basically the point is that we had a lot to get done in a short amount of time. And that put a lot of stress under a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely the first quarter being shortened added a lot of work. And then also teachers not wanting them being scared to give too little work also made them give a lot of work.
Yeah. Very ironic.
I think another factor that played into it though was but during our online meets between, for at least for us, it's between Tuesday and Friday, and during those meets, like there's more like giving out information, like actually working on worksheets, like in a normal classroom environment. It'd be a mixture of discussion and handing out worksheets, but with the current online school format, it's mainly just discussion and like going over basic concepts, and then you do all your worksheet work and all that stuff out of class. So because of the fact we do everything out of class basically for work that we turn in, it makes it feel like a lot.
Yeah, the thing is that in a way, you could almost see this as a positive, as a strength of online learning, because at some point of your life, you're gonna have to be learning in this kind of independent style. But to be, for many people...
It's a strength, but I feel like it's a skill you would learn nonetheless. It's not a necessary way to learn that skill, TBH.
But maybe this is a good way to... I'm not at all like kind of... I mean, I'm kind of complimenting Dio right now, because in a way this is one of its strengths.
You can play devil's advocate, alright, but you gotta admit, it would have been just fine if it was the normal world.
Yeah.
But you know,
both have their own
yeah, but I was gonna make, you know, I think it's like definitely with how long things have been going, that's not a good way to think of the normal world. It's not good to bring that up all the time. So
yeah, finally you're learning from, I guess, your
also
preconceptions.
Yeah. Well, speaking of quality of work in school and all that, I have a little gripe that may not be related to exactly school, but I want to pour it out nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's like the third straight episode. If you look at the social thing on the podcast thing, it says my Instagram is picklesonmayo.
Oh, really?
Look.
On the third episode, you said?
Okay, never mind.
It's too long ago. Why are you breaking this up? This is way too long ago.
I was like, it's the third straight episode. Because, you know, your social thing confused me, because it says at picklesonmayo at the Mr. Nobody 711. So it confused me. I thought mine was first, then yours second. But no, it's just Instagram ads and Twitter ads. Sorry, no, my bad. Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Do you mean what was like showing on? What is showing currently, like consecutively?
I never said anything. Back to school.
When you mentioned the number 3, I thought you were talking about the third episode of Pickle Podcast ever.
I never said anything, did I? Right?
You're right.
Yeah, right. So yeah, as I was saying, school, am I right? Lots
of
work.
Still on the topic of distance learning, there's been a lot of hiccups, I think.
So there's like technical difficulties that happen with a lot of teachers, connection issues.
Yeah, but the thing is, I almost find that the most entertaining thing about school now.
I don't know anything else entertaining about school.
School.
Well, besides the actual school, but also like the amount of like the lack of class participation in general.
That too. Oh, jeez.
I mean, like, I think the thing is, it's not that people don't want to speak. It's just they don't want to be the first one to speak, which is why nobody speaks.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. There's no other kinder way to like make people speak other than like forcing them to.
Which is what they do. Some a lot of teachers do. They just call on random on people to speak,
Yeah.
and 20% of the time, that person will remain silent or say, "Mic doesn't work." But like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Does it
most
really?
laptops, their built-in microphone is working just fine, even if your Blue Yeti isn't working.
I mean, maybe if you dropped your laptop, like our school has
I know, but
school-issued Chromebooks.
The amount of kids I've seen that have said their mic doesn't work, I think most of their mic does work.
Yeah, to be fair.
Microphone failure isn't that common of an issue in laptops.
But like, even if we give them the benefit of the doubt, I feel like they could still kind of answer a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Which do they usually for you, in most cases?
Somewhat. That's because people are more comfortable in chat than they are speaking.
True. Yeah. I know I am, but I don't really have a problem with speaking either.
Oh, I mean, you have a podcast, so.
Well, that too, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
this is a
we
different setting though. You know,
Yeah, I know.
this is more
Yeah, actually,
casual.
Yeah, like to all our people out there not good with public speaking, we have a podcast, but I get anxiety from public speaking. I think most people do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of not doing your best to somewhat overwhelm, but not trying to throw like. You don't need to act like you don't need to have anxiety about speaking. Go ahead and speak. Feel the anxiety, but just don't let it. Find the right balance of letting it like. I think the right way to like not have anxiety is to like accept having anxiety and just going with it. But like trying to just get rid of the feeling at all just won't do anything for you.
Yeah, I really like that actually. It's like the same. If we were talking about that. I mean, I guess everybody's talking about it because that's kind of what the student council is like making us do during advisory.
Which I think a decent amount of schools actually have an advisory now, but if you don't know, it's just like a time period. At least for us at the beginning, every day it's like 20 minutes. 20 minutes where we just like, I don't want to say discuss our feelings, but talk about like either different like strategies to help manage stuff and just like emotional and managerial stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And most commonly, the topic will probably be related to like stress of some kind.
Stress, anxiety, managing your work, organization.
It's honestly, I don't mind it because I feel like that's a very relevant topic, and it's a good thing that they're covering it. What are your thoughts? Do you think that's?
My thoughts on advisory is that on first chapter Fridays, which is on Friday in advisory, they read an audiobook to us. I think they should make me and you start reading the audiobooks.
That would be a great addition.
Because we already do it on here basically with Wattpad fan fictions on the beginning. So
all we got to do is like just improve on our, I guess, like pauses. They have like intentional pauses though in their reading, and we do that too.
But we can only get one live try. They probably get 2 or 3 tries to fix up when they read. True. I think you think I should pursue such a career of being an ebook reader?
I mean, do they?
I can voice.
Who cares how much they pay? I mean, it could be like a side gig.
Exactly. That's a good idea. Side gigs. I would say the one thing people compliment me the most on is actually like my voice, like my talking voice. So like.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that could be a good, like an interesting little side gig for slight little extra moolah. And then I could voice like some teen male characters. I don't know. I could voice Roger Kefley. I don't know. Diary of a Kid ebook. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I'm drawing a blank right now. Is that the author or is that a character in the?
Roderick is the older brother of Greg.
Okay, Roderick.
Roderick, he's like kind of evil to Greg.
Yeah. You kind of exude a different quality though. You don't have that kind of like edge.
I don't have a Roderick vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Roderick. I'd be more
You don't even fit in the Diary of the Wimpy Kid universe.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the universe. I could be Hermione from Harry Potter.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have a Hermione vibe minus being male, but I have a Hermione vibe.
Oh, that might relate to something that we're going into later in the podcast, but I feel ashamed to say this, but I haven't watched or read any of the Harry Potter material.
I'm somewhat in the same boat. I'm not as much as other people. I think I've read most of them. I think it was a couple years ago when I went through reading them. I don't know. I do like reading. It's just like I haven't been super active in the Harry Potter community book fandom, whatever.
Yeah, truly, I need to be more active in my reading because right now it's kind of become less of a priority.
I do my best to get a new book from the public library every month.
Oh, okay. Is there like a specific genre you enjoy? Self-help or something?
Did you say self-help?
Yeah, self-help. That's a genre.
I don't read self-help book from the library.
Dang.
I think I enjoy either like a more fantasy or realistic fiction. Those are the kinds that I like.
Ah, dang. Okay. It's good to know.
Yeah.
It'll be your next Christmas gift, I guess. Speaking of Christmas, should we?
I think that's a good segue. We got a good amount of school talk.
Yeah.
It's good to talk about the COVID world and school world, but we don't want to dwell on it too much.
Yeah.
Actually, well, one thing I don't want to. Well, we have to dwell on it a little bit more because I also want to bring up the choice of hybrid or online for semester 2.
Ah, of course. Yeah.
So only 25% of kids chose, at least in our school district, chose to do hybrid, which is like 2 days at school, 3 days at home. Which I think is telling, one, of how miserable the hybrid experience kind of look, because you're 6 feet away from everyone at all times, and it's just you have to be on your computer in class, the same Google Meet as kids that are online.
Yeah, that's the part that really turned me off from the whole idea.
Yeah, the lack of socialization even in IRL hybrid school. It sucks, but the true backbreaker was being in a Google Meet.
Even when you were in the class.
Yeah, so it's being on a Google Meet, except you can't go on your phone in the middle of class.
Which, I mean, if you think about it in a more practical and responsible way, you could say that this is their form of making you accountable for your education.
It's still the same weird learning experience, just in an environment where there's a higher chance I'll get sick.
Yeah, exactly. That's my main gripe with it.
And that's another thing, the sick factor also, just the learning, the amount of it doesn't boost your learning or social life enough to outweigh the health risk that goes with it as well.
Yeah, a lot of negative, or sometimes it's not even negative, it just is neutral in the changes that it brings.
Yeah.
Overall. So that's, for me and Sully, we chose not hybrid. We chose distance learning for the rest of the school year. Hopefully it changes though. I'm hoping something new will something comes to light that brings glory to our school and schooling experience, I guess. Maybe a vaccine could help.
Let's hope. I think there's a fair chance we can hope that by this exact time next year that the vaccine will be somewhat decently available for the most of the general public. That's a nice positive hope. Within a year, 1 to 2 years, I think that's a good hopeful timetable for when the vaccine and I mean, it's an interesting thought. Will anyone ever be comfortable enough to just stop wearing masks ever again?
I think they will. I'm not really comfortable wearing a mask.
I know, but it's gonna be everyone's are you sure we want to take this off? You mean? Now I'm so used to it feeling so taboo not to wear a mask now. I can't think. It's hard to think of a time where, I could just walk around with no mask and everyone's yeah, that's fine.
That's an interesting point.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the current bridge I want to cross is, let's discuss the holidays. That's a more cheery subject.
Yes, finally.
All right. So, Thanksgiving was recently and the Black Friday weekend. Hopefully y'all got some good deals.
I really
Did you
didn't.
purchase anything?
No, I didn't. I didn't like. I think I was planning to, but it was really just things online that I never had gotten to.
Let me think. I purchased a leather jacket, which was cool.
Ooh.
I'm now the owner. I'm owner of a leather jacket. I can join a biker gang now.
Are you? I don't think that's like a worthwhile career path to take.
And you know what they say about careers. You shouldn't do what gets you the most money. You should do it what makes you the most happy.
I don't know. You don't feel like you don't seem like the person to
I'll be the
have that
brains
kind
of
of
the
lifestyle.
I'll be the brains of the operation.
Well, like criminal organization?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm okay with the legal biker gang and the illegal biker gang, you know, whatever.
Okay, that's at least you have some like morals laid down when you enter a biker gang.
See, exactly.
I guess for Thanksgiving, it was really just a more extravagant meal for us for my family. Nothing special.
Was there any other family? Just your immediate family?
No, just my immediate family.
Yeah.
It was not very festive at all. But usually our Thanksgivings aren't very, I guess, like...
You just don't do much usually?
Yeah. We stick to our circle of, you know, family.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I usually typically don't do much, and this year I didn't do much either. Yeah.
But I mean, usually we would actually join other people's...
Yeah, like at least a small group of people. I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, of course, this year we're kind of required not to interact in such large groups of people. And also, like, there was some heavy stuff that happened recently, and we didn't find it appropriate to, like, party.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. But Christmas is coming up, or holidays, just the holidays in general.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that, at least?
I don't really celebrate much of like upcoming holidays just because of my religious beliefs, but like
yeah.
I still, you know, you can still enjoy the vibe. I don't know how the vibe will be this year, but usually it's a nice walking around outside, like in hearing Christmas music, I guess. Yeah, holiday music.
Yeah, I mean, like even if you're not of like you're not a religious person, you can still enjoy or at least appreciate the time of the year and the
either if you're not religious or you practice a different faith that doesn't really do much of the holidays, but like yeah, like but you could still like you could feel the festive vibe. You don't have to be fully immersed, but you can still like this is a cool cozy vibe when I hear like Santa Claus is coming to town in the middle of Walmart. So yeah.
Walmart? What are you doing at Walmart during Christmas? Christmas shopping or something? Or
yeah, like if you're in like Walmart a week before Christmas, it only plays Christmas music.
I guess so, but like still, what are you doing?
I'm getting my milk. You know, I need my milk.
Oh, and then, okay, just your groceries.
Yeah, and I'm hearing Santa Claus is coming to town. On the very low quality Walmart speakers, but nonetheless.
I personally don't go to Walmart for my groceries.
What are you, a Target guy?
What, for groceries? What are you talking about? No.
You go to Target, Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's?
I guess it would be Costco, and
Safeway,
then like
Wegmans, Harris
yeah, those. Yeah.
Aldi, Lidl.
You're just naming like everything that's
in our area.
In our area.
Food Lion.
I've actually never been to Food Lion. Is it? I'm assuming that it's very like similar to just your typical Giant.
I find that it's Walmart, but even cheaper and less stuff.
Oh. Just like Walmart.
Actually, it's more like a cheaper Giant, is what I would say.
I might give it a try sometime.
The closest one is like 15 minutes from you, I think.
So, yeah, that's likely why we've never tried it before.
Yeah. Let me think. What else? What else? Back to Thanksgiving. Oh, the airplane is quite loud. But back to Thanksgiving.
I couldn't hear.
Uh,
Really?
Okay, good you didn't hear it. But anyways, I have, believe it or not, I have another job beside this podcast. I
Ooh,
thought
yeah.
you thought this was my main source of income,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not.
Oh, wait,
So, yeah,
really? Hold on. So, okay, yeah, just tell us more. I'm curious.
So I was just saying, I had a pretty interesting Black Friday hours. I had to start work at 5:30 a.m. on Black Friday.
Ah, jeez. Cause are
Gotta
you
say,
allowed to name the company you work at?
I don't know. Is that a good idea? I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I don't imagine like I like working there, but I don't imagine I'll be there more than
Like,
2 years, maybe at max. So like,
yeah. Well, it's fine. Yeah, you can just keep it
no.
anonymous.
I don't want somehow the PR team's gonna find this podcast like,
Oh,
hey,
God.
you can't do this.
Yeah. Okay, so continue on with your Black Friday
Yeah,
story.
it was weird. The day after Black Friday had more people than I on actual Black Friday.
Oh, really? Maybe that's because people were anticipating a very, like, high influx of people at one time. So, like, they were like, oh, maybe we can just, like, wait it off till tomorrow. Or, like,
Either
Friday
that-
sales are still persisting or something.
Either that or people work on Friday, so they decide to wait till Saturday because like they're like, oh, I don't care too much this year for deals.
Oh, was it because, like, it was going on through the entirety of Friday, right?
Yeah, and like
Ah, yeah.
we opened at 6 a.m. and like there was like 3 people kind of, but like the rush didn't start till like 10 a.m.
Yeah, wait, that kind of begs the question, though. Like, how do most working people, attend Black Friday if they have work?
I guess they either go really early in the morning, or well, now everyone just shop
Oh,
online.
yeah, that's true.
Which, speaking of shopping online, I feel like we should do our first trivia question. I don't know why. I just feel like it's related, if you know what I mean.
Oh, our first one? Oh,
You
yeah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Hello?
Give us a second.
Oh, okay, I thought you can hear me, right?
No, yeah, I could hear you. Oh, no. Oh, I gotta hide everything. You didn't see nothing.
Get to the trivia if you feel me.
Yeah. Okay. We haven't done this in a while, so this trivia segment is kind of.
You just ruined the reveal of the answers, but alright, that's fine.
No,
Yeah,
I just hit it all again, so that's why I was
Alright,
panicking for a short moment.
Okay, yeah, but anyways, welcome to our first trivia question of, December 7th, 2020. So, our first trivia question relates quite a lot to what I just said, which was the amount of online shopping and total revenue. And I think you all should guess whether you're playing live or in the future, in the past. I don't know, you could be a time traveler. But yeah, if you're in any one of those scenarios, then so guess along with us. The question, I won't beat around the bush no longer, is what was the total amount of revenue estimated this Black Friday? Is it A?
Wait, hold on. A, I'll say it for you.
You say it.
Is
Yeah.
it first A, $7 billion? Or is it B, $9 billion? Could it be C, $69 billion?
Nice.
That's one Black Friday. Or could it be finally $3 billion? And the choice is really yours. Take your best guess, and we'll see you in like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you're playing the Jeopardy music right now, right?
Yeah, and you're interrupted.
Yeah, but no, I just wanted to say in the middle of the music, rest in peace to Jeopardy host Alex Trebek, who passed away like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, sounds like his time was up.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you die. But yeah, Jeopardy definitely, however the future Jeopardy is gonna go, definitely won't be the same. But
No,
he was a nice staple of the Jeopardy brand.
you just ruined my joke I just made.
Okay.
I was playing the Time's Up theme
Oh.
after I said looks like
Okay.
My
try again,
condolences to him, by the way, and his family.
then. Okay.
That
yeah.
was bad. That was a bad, poor taste joke.
Okay, alright, yeah, that was a PR move for me covering up.
Yeah. Well, anyways, if you guys had any trouble guessing this, I would too, because these kind of seem like abstract numbers. But let's just jump into the numbers right away. If you chose A, $7 billion, I'm afraid
You are correct.
you are not correct. I'm so sorry. Wait. Sorry. Yeah, it's just yeah. Well, if you chose D, $3 billion, then
These nuts.
yeah. D's nuts. Sorry,
That relates. If you chose D, these nuts, 3 billion. These nuts, Gotti,
yeah.
is basically equal to you're wrong, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what we meant to say. And finally,
If you
now
got
we're down
69
to
billion, I wish you're right, but sadly this world isn't a nice world we live in.
yeah. That
So,
would have been a really. That would almost have redeemed 2020 as a whole. You think?
But there's a month left. 2020 is not being redeemed, so it's be 9 billion.
You'll give it some hope though.
Yeah. Throw up the next question.
Yeah. The answer is 9 billion. So if
Yeah,
you
9
got
billion.
9 billion, then happy Black Friday or post Black Friday. Good job, guys.
All right, can you, I think we should throw up the next question as well because
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me actually hide these answers.
all right, well, while he does that, I'm gonna recite it to you. So, all right, so
That was so unnecessary.
I told you I'm feeling quite spunky today.
All right.
So, anyways,
I can relate.
you know what? Speaking of spunky, I think old things are quite spunky. So the question is, what is the oldest city in the United States? Is it?
Oh wait.
A?
No. I'll do.
Okay, fine.
I'm the one with all the answers. You can rely on me. Is it? Could it be A, Olympia, Washington? Or could it possibly be B, Williamsburg, Virginia?
These nuts.
Or possibly could it be C, St. Augustine, Florida?
These nuts.
Or could it be D, Cincinnati, Ohio?
D. No D's nuts. It's D.
Yeah, just good to ruin the whole shtick you were going with. Well, think about it, and we'll return in about 10 seconds. Man, I really wish you could hear the Jeopardy theme, so the correct cues, when to go and when to not to. I find it almost entertaining though. Time's up, guys.
I like what Mr. Nobody said on put in the chat. He said Brazil. I think he's right.
Oh, it just popped up for me. Alright, see for sure. You know what? We're gonna have to verify it with you in just a sec. And we'll do that.
As we go through the answers.
Exactly. So, I think we can already eliminate A, Olympia, Washington, because
Why would they come from the West Coast? I mean, I guess the ice people. Well, the ice people, they didn't even come from Washington State. They went to Canada. So yeah.
True.
So just A. Just if you put A. Today's not your day, but tomorrow might be your day, but not today.
Right. And yeah, you kind of have to think about geography for this for a second. So
if you put D, why would they? There was no planes. Why would they land the Midwest of America? That doesn't make sense at all. Because everyone traveled through boat. So
D, nope. Sorry.
Cincinnati I don't like Cincinnati in general. Why would you? Nothing. Why would you what's good in Ohio, man? Exactly.
This is not trying to
if you're
particularly
from
offend anybody in Cincinnati.
No, it is. It is, but
whoa.
Look, I'm gonna be nice still, because I'm a nice person.
Okay.
If you're from Ohio, you yourself may be a good person. Well, you don't live in a good place.
Well, like that's a valid statement about like pretty much anywhere. You could say that about pretty much anywhere.
I know, but like your sports teams are bad. No one goes there for vacation. No one goes. Who goes to? No one goes to Ohio for vacation unless they have family.
Yeah, but like
And if they have
your
family in
state,
Ohio,
your home state would probably be
hold up.
like your family. You
Yeah,
know?
but hold up. Even if you have family in Ohio, they'll probably want to get out of Ohio and they'll go to visit you. They won't make you visit them anyways.
Jeez, I don't know much about Ohio, but you gotta get
I'm
off
telling you.
this. You gotta get off this hate train.
Look, man, what am I gonna do? Go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and then what? Yeah, man, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. You make a valid argument. And
Alright, moving
finally, we
Speaking of
are
home
stuck.
states, speaking of home states, we move on to B. Williamsburg, which is in our home state of Virginia. But sadly, the Virginia is not represented in the correct answer today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Williamsburg
Even though
a
it
cool
is like,
place. It's a cool place though. It has a lot of historical stuff, and you got Busch Gardens and Watertown, USA.
of course. I mean, you would almost think that it could have been. It could have
But
been one of the
alas.
answer.
But alas, it was St. Augustine, Florida.
Yeah, surprisingly
I
enough.
believe the Spaniards, I guess, established it as the oldest and first city in the U.S.
So, C, St. Augustine, Florida, is correct.
Hey. C's nuts.
This joke is not working out.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait, in the chat, Samuel K. He put C. He
Whoa.
got it right. Nice job, man.
Nice one. I can't tell. Yeah, that was definitely during that segment. This like
We'll give him the
question.
benefit of the doubt that he put it before all the answers were. before he
I thought you were keeping tabs on the chat.
I was,
What
but
are
like
you
no
even
one was in the chat, so I stopped paying attention to the chat.
Okay.
But I'm glad to see. Welcome to the stream, Samuel K. Yeah, welcome. I'm glad you got that right.
We always
And
gotta
now,
be alert, you know.
Yeah, well, my bad, but
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
all right. So that was trivia, and in terms of vacation, I discussed vacation. I discussed Williamsburg was a good option. Ohio is a terrible option in general, and then in terms of St. Augustine, Florida.
I like how you
It's
have
a-
this like very particular gripe
Guess
with Ohio.
Ohio's not even my most hated state. I have more passionate hatred for a lot of other states.
Jeez.
That's-
I feel like
that's-
explaining it would be too long of a segment.
Yeah, so that's why
We'll just
that's-
keep it
that's-
surface level.
That's for another day, man.
Yeah.
In terms of St. Augustine, Florida as a vacation spot, it's only good if you want like a one-day vacation spot as you go somewhere else in Florida. You just want to break from Orlando or something. I don't know. But St. Augustine is near kind of Jacksonville. So I don't know. Maybe if you're in Duval County and you want to break from being in Duval County, then you can go to St. Augustine and look at Spanish old history. So yeah, that was trivia and my hatred of lots of places.
As shown through that single trivia question. I
Speaking
almost feel bad for all these viewers that have just been crushed.
Who even watch? No one. See, the state says who watches us from Ohio. I'm pretty sure no one does. We have.
I think there is actually one.
Really?
One that I can think of out of the top of my head. But
Well,
so that's how that's probably why I was trying to like avoid the whole.
Well, they
subject.
would probably agree with me anyway, so that's fine.
You know what? Fine.
Yep. St. Augustine, old place. Old places have a lot of history. History is written in books. I think a nice thing to discuss now is not only the lack of. Well, we talked about literature a little bit, but as well as books and things books get turned into is movie adaptations, and overall, Hollywood and the movie theaters are quite bare right now. There isn't exactly a movie at all I'm looking forward to within the next few months, as far as I'm aware. And I guess it's mainly due to the absence of movie theaters and companies being too scared to jump the gun to move all their movies straight to streaming platforms such as Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, etc. I mean, like Mulan came, Borat came to Amazon. Like, they were okay, but
Yeah.
there's only two like new movies I've seen recently, or like Borat and Mulan, that were like straight to streaming that I think were originally meant for.
Oh, you've legitimately seen Mulan?
And why you didn't watch the new Mulan?
No, how was it?
It was less fun. It wasn't bad, but it's like if the original one was less fun.
So like, but yeah, I guess when you're going into a Disney movie, that's like really just what you're going in for, fun. And if it doesn't deliver on it, you feel cheated a little.
And like, I can feel live action adaptation. Sure, like you want to have it more
True to
life, realistic,
true to
realism,
life.
whatever. You want a slightly different vibe, but like, first of all, most of the Disney live action like remake things have all been like photocopies of the original. And then second of all, like, what am I trying to say here? I lost my thought. And that just proves that the movie was that forgettable. The movie was that
No, it
forgettable.
wasn't. Oh yeah, okay.
It was that forgettable. Yeah.
I thought you were about to like comment on how the original was forgettable.
No, the original was
Yeah.
great. I love
Yeah.
the original Mulan, but no, I don't like man. I don't like I said, I don't hate the remake, but it's just slightly less fun.
The fact that 2D animation in I guess the industry as a whole, the movie industry, the fact that it's kind of absent nowadays is kind of a real shame.
Yeah, you know.
There's a
2020,
really distinct charm that Disney had with those older films that I just
Pixar
can't.
movies
Yeah.
are cool.
Pixar?
I mean, but they have their own vibe. The Pixar movies are cool, but like, it's actually you're making a good point.
I was
Disney-
just talking mainly about like 2D. I
I know.
don't remember 2D ever being prevalent in Pixar.
No, Pixar's always been, the whole thing has been 3D, but I'm talking about overall
Yeah.
Disney movies in general. So like, you bring up a good point that like, it's just what Disney puts out, like the stuff they, like Disney, Pixar, great stuff most of the time. Marvel, great stuff. What else? Yeah, those are like the two main ones. Disney, the Pixar and Marvel they all put out great movies all the time. But in terms of just Disney, not much good has been coming out like the last. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be forgetting something, but like the last 20 years, I think it's safe to say not much good has come out of just Disney.
Yeah, or at least I guess the classics. If you're talking in that regard,
Yeah.
basically there hasn't been any really. Actually, I think 20 years is a very long period for
A
for
drought.
a company not to to have a
Make
drought
it-
of like classics. So I think
Yeah.
Disney has not really made it to that point yet. Has
think-
made it to the point that where like they're not producing any more good movies, I guess, or at least
I
classics.
think that they're just satisfied making money off Pixar and Marvel, basically.
True. Yeah. Because I guess Disney is now a mega company.
Yeah.
That's
But overall though, like, it's a shame. 2020 was a pretty bad year for movies.
yeah.
Like, the worst one I've lived through, even for obvious reasons. But yeah, nothing. Well, actually, wait, hold up. I forget that the first couple. Wait, no. The first like 2-3 months of the year was somewhat normal. I think. Did I see anything I liked in the first couple months of the year? I might have.
Weren't we just like kind of complaining about live action?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the first like 3 months of the year before COVID came. I'm trying to think was or like 4 or 5. I forgot how many months of 2020 were normal. But those first few months, I'm trying to remember if there was like any movies I saw I liked. There might have been something, but it's not crossing my mind enough. So yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to like say anything really great about 2020 so far.
But it does no good to say
Yeah.
no good about 2020.
Wait,
Which, you know,
I think it's accurate to say it's no. 2020 was relatively no good.
yeah, but the thing, I think almost everyone agrees with that. I don't think we need to reiterate that another time.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay. I probably just misinterpreted what you said, but okay.
Yeah. Let me think what I was trying to say, but
Weren't we on the topic of books though?
books. Yeah, back to books. I guess, you know.
I should probably change the topic heading. By the way. I've been
You haven't-
completely
You haven't done that
neglecting
for a
it.
while. Yeah.
Movies.
But yeah, back to you know we're promoting reading on this episode. We do a lot of reading on here. The opening and the outro. I don't know, man. I don't know if you paid attention to the title, but stick to the end to see what the title's about. But you know, intro. Maybe now the outro might involve some reading. But like you know, we try to promote some reading, I guess, on this episode, and we're talking about movies, books, and talking about. I guess I think it's something we wanted to discuss, which was put on the Google Doc, which we put our topic list on. Is that like how most movie adaptations of books, like how do you feel about them?
Well, like, it's hard to say exactly my definitive opinion because I am not an avid movie or book reader. But
Well, I am.
okay, so out of the movies that I have watched and the books that I have read, I'll say that they're relatively true to like the characters that they put out, that they create.
And one
Probably-
example.
Probably an example would be like The Hobbit and like The Lord of the Rings. Probably not Lord of the Rings because I haven't watched that fully, and I haven't read it either. But really, it was.
Example.
I'm not a professional on the subject. Okay.
I mean,
Maybe you are because you are like more into that kind of category. Are you?
I mean,
Like I'm actually like.
Every now and then I do like to consider myself a somewhat avid reader.
Mhm.
I find entertainment in that. It keeps my mind relatively sharp. Maybe not as sharp as like sharp Gouda, but maybe like sharp as like sharp cheddar cheese, you know?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, I'm trying to get
another good
into
question,
that.
though. How sharp do you like your cheese?
Can you define sharpness in cheese?
Did I break you?
What?
Hello,
What? Yeah, I'm here.
Nicholas. Why'd you mute yourself?
Oh, did I mute myself?
Bro, you mute.
I've muted myself.
Why'd you mute yourself?
I didn't do. I swear I didn't do that.
Oh, anyways, like, how sharp do you like your cheese?
I don't know. I don't know what the term sharpness in cheese means.
Look up sharpness in cheese. I think we should educate everyone on this.
You know what? Fine. Yeah. In cheese. Cheddar cheese sharpness. What is the sharpness of cheese? Let's take a look, shall we? So it says here, aging is the only difference between mild and sharp cheddars.
Yeah, somewhat.
So
yeah.
so when you say sharpness, does that basically just mean age?
It's partly age, conditions has been kept in. I'm not a cheese aficionado, but that's the general gist of what it is.
Dude, I don't know. I just like my cheese cheddar, I guess.
Okay, good. I swear if you said shredded, like shredded cheese works for complimenting things, but like when you want cheese to be prevalent, do not use shredded cheese.
Why? What's so wrong?
Shredded cheese is good for like recipes, which like that like it's a very thing you don't think about as much, such as like a taco, perfect. But then like if people like put shredded cheese like in a sandwich, like I don't want shredded cheese. I want that to be some Gouda. I want that in between my lettuce, tomatoes, all of that. I want a slice. I don't want that shreddedness.
So you're advocating for slices of cheese in your tacos.
Over shredded cheese, yes, because shredded just destroys all character in the cheese.
But is it because it's just messy? You just don't like the messy factor?
One, messy, but also the taste. Shredded cheddar just takes away all the character out of cheddar.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have like a strong opinion like you do.
Yeah, one day if we have another podcast where we're in the same room together, I'm gonna make you try some different types of cheeses. It's gonna be a fun segment.
Dang, okay. I'd love to be more cultured in this cheese thing.
No, for our world tour, I'll make us.
Yeah, the world tour.
I'll make you eat cheese, so that's definitely still gonna happen.
Dang.
Hey, look, man, all we need is one Mr. Beast to enter right now, and then boom, we're rich and we can do the world tour.
Well, like, I probably wouldn't be, like, too hopeful for that. Mr. Beast.
Don't be a pessimist.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being kind of real.
The road has a death. That's what all pessimists say. Oh, I'm being real.
Okay, well, I'm being truthful.
That's the other thing they say. Like, the world has enough pessimism, man.
Fine. You could also say that about. I mean.
Yeah, Mr. Pessimist.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll admit I'm sometimes a pessimist. But I try to look at the bright side of things.
Okay, yeah, you're one of the less negative people I know. Yeah.
Thank you for backing me up.
Yeah.
Because just a second ago you were calling me a pessimist.
I love that this always happens. We just go from books and movies to cheese.
It's because you always bring up this like random subject.
I bring up great analogies, and those analogies lead to many questions.
How did your analogy ever lead to cheese, though?
I'm saying I was talking about like books keep my mind sharp, not as sharp as like sharp Gouda, but like as sharp as like some sharp cheddar.
That's like I don't think that's a good analogy.
No.
It's my personal opinion to think it's not a good analogy.
Hey man, this isn't a pre-recorded podcast, so just give me a break.
All right. I mean, honestly, I have trouble like coming up with, I guess, witty analogies like that as well. So I'll give you some leeway here.
All right.
Is there anything? What about your opinion on the books though? I haven't heard your take.
Let me think. Like in terms of more T-named books, Harry Potter movies were. I'll say they were fun movies. I mean, I'm not gonna complain even if like they're maybe not always 100% accurate as supposed to, but they did a good job, I would say overall. Like not being too crazy different. And then.
But is it like bad to be different though?
It's bad when you're different in a way that's like this. It's not even good.
But like, what if they simply like change the character though, and like they change how they like they just act. They have a different role in the story, I guess.
Then you're making fanboys angry, and
but is it really meant to appease the fanboys and fangirls, just the fans?
Yes.
That's what your idea of a movie adaptation is.
I don't know, but like let me look at like Harry Potter was, in my opinion, a pretty good movie book adaptation. Then a bad one is another teen book, which is Percy Jackson. And the movies were not bad, but not very good to the source material, nor were they. I don't know, they didn't stick it for me in terms of being a great movie, or even a good movie. Yeah.
Oh. Was it because you were influenced by the book?
Have you ever read Percy Jackson or watched Percy Jackson?
I've only watched it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you're gonna hate me. I know. What, dude? I was never really sucked my teeth into those genres.
Look, man, last time I got your case for not watching Forrest Gump. Did you watch Forrest Gump?
Dude, I don't even know where to watch Forrest Gump. You know, I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
Forrest Gump. Where to watch? Oh, come on. You could at least give me like some kind of. You should have gave me like a. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's on Prime, maybe.
Should have gave me a Hulu Premium subscription.
I can.
If you really wanted me to.
What
do you mean you could find me one?
Everyone go buy some merch, and we can afford Hulu Premium for Nico to watch Forrest Gump.
No. That's. I mean, I would appreciate if you bought it, but like not for the purposes of watching Forrest Gump.
I think so.
Honestly, you could just buy the movie for $3. but I kind of don't want to.
One day I'll make you try some cheeses, Forrest Gump, and read Percy Jackson.
Dude, as far as I know, I've never like forced anything upon you for you to like consume anything.
Because I'm
Or, like,
perfect.
what?
Because I'm
No.
my taste in media, whether it be books, movies, whatever, is immaculate.
Well, I mean, I'll let you feed your ego for now.
Yes. And you know what? on that high
It's not the
note of
place
my
to argue.
ego, on that high note of my ego, I feel like we should roll things out by finally showing what this title of today's episode is all about, don't you think?
Yeah, but how did that have anything to do with your ego?
You just said, okay, man, roll high with your ego. So I'm like, okay, man, I will roll high with my ego as we roll out of this episode.
Okay. We come up
You
with
know
like the
what?
most absurd transitions ever.
You mean the best transitions ever. Anyways,
Yeah.
in the great green room.
Oh.
Do you want me to read the whole thing, or you want to come in?
Well, I'll read every other line.
Alright.
There was a telephone
And a red balloon.
and a picture of
The cow jumping over the moon.
and there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs
And 2 little kittens.
and a pair of mittens
And a little toy house.
and a young mouse
And a comb. And a brush. And a bowl full of mush.
and a quiet old lady who was whispering hush.
Good night, room.
Good night, moon.
Good night, cow jumping over the moon.
Good night, light.
And the red balloon.
Good night, bears.
Good night, chairs.
Good night, kittens.
And good night, mittens.
Good night, clocks.
And good night, socks.
Good night, little house.
And good night, mouse.
Good night, comb.
And good night, brush.
Good night, nobody.
Good night, mush.
And good night to the old lady whispering hush.
Good night, stars.
Good night, air.
Good night. Noises everywhere. I hope that was relaxing. We hope we relaxed you. With this relaxing note, I want you to hopefully that you feel a sense of relaxment. That's not a word, but I don't care. When I'm trying to make you feel positive, I will break the rules of grammar, right? And I'm trying to make you feel positive here, dear viewer. You were carried by this podcast. This podcast wishes to give you a fun time, a relaxing time, an informative time. Nico feels the exact same way about all of you. Like we say, there'll always be a 3-month hiatus between every episode. But in those hiatus, we all still equally love you as we say good evening, good night, or good morning, however you're spending your time, at whatever time, with us.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching today. I've been your host. Pickles on Mayo. And joined by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Nobody 711.
That's me. Follow our socials.
Listen to us
And-
on all platforms if you'd like. And,
And the merch. But most importantly, don't worry about the merch or social. That's cool to find us on there. But we're just keep sticking around, and that's what makes us most happy, and we'll keep loving you back.
alright. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Stay groomed.
Peace.
Double peace.
We're gonna end it at triple peace.
Quadruple peace.